Go back to 1992 as a young department manager when Hurricane Andrew hit South Florida. It was devastating.
The eye of the storm cut across this little farming community south of Miami.
We have nothing, nothing at all.
You've seen whole families come in with nothing, looking for help. That stuck with me. And in many cases, they came to our store.
Pampers, water, food, and time of need, they came through.
As a company, after that storm, came to a realization quickly we have a social responsibility greater than a retailer.
Hope Builds documents how one storm 30 years ago launched the Home Depot as a hub to help families during disasters.
As we wanted to commemorate that, we started to do interviews, and we realized, one, that a lot of our associates were still working for us. And so we were really getting those interviews, and we were able to get the voices of those people. And two, this sort of constant response of this is just what we do as a company came through.
And they want people to have hope, knowing their commitment to communities continues.
Right after the storms happen, our stores also become sort of a first response, and our parking lots a lot of times are turned into those. You can know that Home Depot is committed to rebuilding those communities and staying there throughout that rebuild process.
But as weather emergencies are increasing each year, preparation is key to survival.
So whether it's a hurricane, tornado, flood, or even wildfires, first thing you want to do is make sure during a hurricane or a tornado, remove any small objects from outside, bring them inside, and if they're too large to bring them inside, tie them down so they're not flying around. It's not the wind, it's what's flying in the wind that causes a lot of damage. In case of a wildfire, the first 5 feet around your home are the most important. Keep those free of debris, shrubs, make sure your gutters are clean, your roof is clean, and if you're building any patios or decks, try to use some fire-resistant materials as well. And then in case of a flood, make sure many pieces of equipment outside are elevated to about a foot off of the ground. Everyone should have an emergency preparedness kit, and you want to make sure that you have flashlights in there and batteries. You want to make sure you have enough flashlights for everybody in the family, an emergency radio, a first aid kit, extra food and water. You want to make sure that you have tie-down straps and tarps to help protect. Also, if you have small kids, pack something in there for them too. Make sure that they're not panicking. And don't forget about your furry friends, some extra pet food, and probably the most important thing, always have duct tape. A generator is a great tool if it's used properly. Make sure that generator is used outside, and that includes away from a garage as well. You want at least 20 feet away from the structure, and you want to make sure that exhaust is faced away from the home. And finally, make sure you use the proper extension cable or cord. They need to be about a 14 gauge. That will make sure that you have enough power supplied to your appliances.
Get more tips and watch the documentary at homedepot.com/hopebuilds.